All right, Detective Ramos, you are the lead detective in this case from Tampa Police Department. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, and I guess there's no other police officer or detective in Tampa Police Department that knows more about this case than you.
That would be correct.
All right, and you've been on this case from the beginning,
Correct.
and you're still the lead detective now.
Correct.
All right, you had a role in issuing the warrants in this case.
Yes.
All right, and you testified at the pretrial detention hearing.
Correct.
All right, in the pretrial detention hearing, do you remember testifying about Alicia Andrews sort of following Foolio, Charles Jones around Tampa, Florida?
Of course.
All right. When you testified at the hearing that Alicia Andrews was following Charles Jones around, can you say when, from your, I guess, investigation, when it was that Alicia began to follow Foolio, Charles Jones?
So we had multiple pieces of evidence to include GPS, cell site data. So the device of Alicia Andrews shows that device traveling from Jacksonville in the early afternoon of Saturday, the 22nd, traveling from Jacksonville to Tampa, Florida, where obviously Mr. Charles Jones was expected to perform. As far as when they began the act of driving to where he was physically located, it happened approximately between 1:30 and 2:30 in the morning of the 23rd, when Mr. Charles Jones was expected to be at Teaser's Lounge.
Okay, so Mr. Jones, he is at Teaser's at what time?
Between 2:30 and 3 in the morning on the 23rd.
And Teaser's is the first place that Mr. Jones goes to that night, public place.
Public place, correct.
All right, and then after Teaser's, Mr. Jones goes to Truth 18, correct?
Correct.
All right, and then after that, he goes to a hotel.
Correct.
All right. Did Alicia Andrews, from your investigation, did she follow Charles Jones to Teaser's, the first location?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Because she's on video and she identified herself from that video.
When I say did Alicia Andrews follow Charles Jones, like, was she behind his vehicle, driving behind him to get to Teaser's?
I'm not going to get into the specific of what the definition of following is. Mr. Jones arrived on video. And then shortly after, Alicia Andrews arrives on video. She is seen getting out of the car, walking up to get within eyesight of the front door where Mr. Jones was waiting to go in. After Mr. Jones goes into the club, she then retreats back to her vehicle and drives away in stages nearby based off of the cell phone data. So by following, I mean Mr. Jones arrives and then Alicia arrives shortly after. And on video, you can see Alicia positions herself in a position where she can see Mr. Jones.
All right. So I kind of want to take this step by step. And the first thing you're saying is that
Objection, Your Honor. I am going to object.
I'm going to sustain the objection. This was all part of the initial hearing. I've read the transcript. So again, and we'll talk about what you gave me and what I see online regarding 907.041, specifically, and what you gave me from Lexis. And I cannot explain this. But Westlaw has something different from Lexis regarding what 907.041 says, both of those showing being effective February 13th of 2025. I would note in the version you gave me, there is no provision for even reconsidering a pretrial detention motion. It's not even in there in what you gave me. The only place that I see it is in the Westlaw version. And again, as I stated, the only way that the court can reconsider it is if there was information that was known at the time and that the information has a material bearing. So we're not going to revisit all of the testimony taken by Detective Ramos at the original pretrial detention hearing. I've read the transcript. I am familiar with it. And so we need to focus on what evidence was not known at the time.
all right. So I would like an opportunity to at least hear the legal objection from the state and then get a chance to respond to it.
They did just object. And they said,
Well, I didn't get the legal basis. It just said objection and the court sustained it. I didn't get an opportunity to.
okay, go ahead, state the legal basis.
Judge, we'd object as to relevancy, as we previously stated, this is already, all of those questions have already been litigated in the original pretrial detention motion.
Sustained. Okay,
And I didn't get a chance to respond to it. But again, for the record, the state is arguing a standard for reconsideration of a pretrial detention motion. I filed a motion for an Arthur hearing under 3.131.
right, but if
Yeah.
we're gonna first address, under the standard of the pretrial detention statute, because if I find that the motion for reconsideration should be denied, then the Arthur factors become moot. And again, Judge Sabella didn't even address it at the original hearing. So you've made your objection noted for the record, but
And I want to also add this. If the court could revert to the pretrial detention standard, when someone files an Arthur hearing, the Arthur hearing standard and the Arthur hearing, the constitutional provision for it, the statutory provision for it, would be meaningless. It would have no effect because the state would file a pretrial detention motion, they'd have a hearing on it, and the court would do what it's doing now, which is to say, hey, let's deal with the pretrial detention standard. Let's not deal with the Arthur hearing standard, which is also what happened, apparently what happened at the first hearing in this case.
so again, under either standard, okay, we're not revisiting what already occurred at a pretrial detention hearing. Judge Sabella has already ruled, and you're asking me to undo what Judge Sabella did. And I'm telling you that we're not going to get into any of the facts that were developed at the pretrial detention hearing. This is a motion for reconsideration. This is not a reopening of all of the testimony. We're just not doing it.
Again, I'm not asking the court.
Okay, Mr. McLemont, we're not going to see eye to eye. I've ruled, so you need to elicit from this detective any facts that were not developed or testified to at the pretrial detention hearing, whether they be pursuant to the pretrial detention statute or Arthur. That's what we're doing.
All right, and this fact that I'm trying to get to is a fact that was not elicited during the hearing. And if I could proffer, I guess I'll proffer the issue here. The issue is that Detective Ramos testified at the pretrial detention hearing and just now that Alicia Andrews arrived at Teasers after Charles Jones got there. His report say different, the video evidence says different, and that is the point that I'm trying to make right now. That would be new evidence that the court did not consider the first time around.
Okay, go ahead with that issue.
Detective Ramos, you wrote a report in this case, right?
Yes.
And in the report, you list, at a certain point in the report, you list the times that you see different vehicles and individuals on video, correct?
Correct.
All right. And do you remember writing in your report when the silver Chevy Cruze arrived at Teasers?
The silver Chevy Cruze arrives before Charles Jones does, correct.
Okay.
But Alicia Andrews is not visible in that silver Cruze that first. It drives through the parking lot and then it leaves. I don't see Alicia Andrews visible on camera until after Charles Jones arrives. So if your question is if the vehicle arrived before, yes, it did.
Well, her cell phone data shows that she was there in that vehicle at the time when the Chevy Cruze was on camera, right?
Correct. I believe her to have been in the vehicle before Mr. Jones arrives.
So
Sure.
So why are we suggesting that she was not in the vehicle?
I'm not suggesting that. I believe her to be in the vehicle.
So she was at Teasers before Charles Jones got there.
That is my belief,
All
yes.
right, so there's no way that Alicia Andrews followed Charles Jones to Teasers, correct?
Again, Mr. Jones was expected to be there. It was publicized on his social media, so she would have had knowledge that he's going to be there. So we have established through the evidence that the sole purpose of her being there is to get to Mr. Jones.
You've established that through evidence.
Through the investigation, yes.
You have-
There was no other reason. In her statement, she claimed that she was there to possibly patronize the club. And she stated that she talked to the bouncer, inquired about the price to come in, and that's disproven via the evidence. So based off of all of the video evidence and the ultimate investigation, it is our belief that her sole reason for being at Teasers was to track Mr. Jones' movements.
All right, so that's your belief.
Yes, of course.
Now, Miss Andrews, after they leave Teasers, they go to another location, correct?
Correct.
right?
Yes.
They go to a club called Players Club, correct?
The Truth 18.
No. Did you look at the call detail records in this case?
Okay. Yes, I did.
All right. And you're telling me that Alicia Andrews left Teasers and went directly to Truth 18?
No,
So,
I'm not saying that.
So where did Alicia Andrews go after she left?
Somewhere off of Hillsborough for a few minutes, and then she returned to Truth 18 when Mr. Jones was exiting, and then it went back to somewhere off of Hillsborough, and then she made her way to Truth 18 after. Yes, she was loitering in the area of Hillsborough Avenue. At least her device was in between Teasers when Mr. Jones went into Teasers and came out of Teasers, and in between when Mr. Jones came out of Teasers and got to Truth 18 and came out of Truth 18.
So just to simplify it, after Miss Andrews leaves Teasers nightclub, she goes to somewhere on Hillsborough.
Correct.
And that area where she's at on Hillsborough is right next to the Players Club.
I'm not familiar with whether there's a club there or not.
So did you get any video footage from the Players Club?
Again, I have no. I'm aware of what you're referencing, and the cell site data is consistent with that. That yes, her vehicle and her device made its way to Hillsborough, somewhere in between. But there's two vehicles working in concert, in this. So, and I don't know what she was doing on Hillsborough, and that wasn't. I'm not sure if she went to a Players Club on Hillsborough.
All right. So that you don't know where Alicia Andrews went after she left Teasers, you don't know what she was doing in that moment in time.
No.
And Charles Jones leaves Teasers to go straight to Truth 18. Is that accurate?
Correct.
And when Charles Jones is at Teasers, or when he goes to Teasers, is Alicia Andrews following behind him?
When Charles Jones pulls out the Black Impala, which was Sean Gaithwright's Black Impala, as Charles Jones is coming out of the club, he gets into his car. You can see on video the Black Impala arrive and position itself directly in front. There's also some communications in the phone from Sean Gaithwright's phone to Alicia Andrews' phone. And then Alicia Andrews' device starts making its way back up towards Teasers as Mr. Jones is leaving. But there's limited angles in the video, so I do not see Alicia Andrews' vehicle arrive on video prior to Mr. Jones leaving.
All right. Do you remember what the question was that I asked?
If Mr. Jones is being followed.
Well, the question was, did Alicia Andrews follow Charles Jones from Teasers nightclub to Truth 18, behind him in the vehicle?
No.
All right. Was she even at Teasers nightclub when Charles Jones left Teasers nightclub?
She was working her way back to Teasers nightclub, so no.
She was not there.
Correct.
All right. And by the time Alicia, did Alicia actually go back to Teasers at any point?
The device appears that it made it back to Teasers, yes.
Did it make it back or did it drive by Teasers?
I can't tell that based off of the data from the device.
All right. And the reasons why, I guess, you testified in the past that the reasons why Alicia Andrews is involved in this case is for a few things. One is because you're saying she tried to book an Airbnb. That's
Correct.
the first reason.
Correct.
All right. And is that the first indication that Alicia Andrews had anything to do with this murder plot?
Yes, I believe that message was sent Friday, the 21st, so it would have been the first act implicating her in the plot to murder Mr. Jones, yes.
All right. And Alicia Andrews, from your investigation, she sends a message to someone on Instagram asking them for information about an Airbnb.
In Tampa, correct.
All right. And at that point in time, you don't know if Alicia had any knowledge about any murder plot.
No.
All right. There was no message that showed Alicia Andrews saying, "Hey, we're going to Tampa, booking an Airbnb."
I've never testified to such. Yeah, no, there's
No?
none.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you don't have any evidence that she knew of any murder plot when she tried to book this Airbnb or when she inquired about the Airbnb, right?
Of course not.
Okay. When you say of course now, what do you mean by that?
Well, what I mean is the message is sent on the 21st. Mr. Jones doesn't get killed till the 23rd. I have no way of proving at that time what is in her head. I know now, after Mr. Jones was killed, that the purpose of the Airbnb was to house a group of individuals that came from Jacksonville, whose primary mission was to kill Mr. Jones. But I can't know on the 21st that she knew that that was going to happen.
Got you. When Alicia Andrews left Jacksonville to go to Tampa, do you have any evidence that says she knew that she was traveling or that the group was traveling down to Tampa to kill anyone?
No.
When they got to Tampa, do you have any evidence that shows that Alicia Andrews knew that these other individuals were going to kill Charles Jones?
The first indication that there's some possible consciousness of guilt is in the arrival at the Airbnb. There's a Ring camera that covers the front door that captures any movement near the front door. And I stated this in my report. You know, it is our belief, based off of analyzing that footage and speaking to the owner, that there was no way that the four gentlemen who came with her would have been able to get into the Airbnb unit without activating that camera through the front door. The only person seen going into the Airbnb on the arrival is Alicia Andrews. And therefore, it is our belief, based off of analyzing that there's two ways in, a back door that would have been locked. We believe Alicia Andrews went into the Airbnb and unlocked the back door to allow the four gentlemen to come in through the back, which, you know, I would argue is you know, consciousness of guilt, or if she knows that these four men need to conceal themselves from this camera.
All right. So whether the back door was locked or unlocked, that's pure speculation.
Again, objection, Your Honor, we're going into an area that definitely was covered during the pre-trial.
I agree. Sustained.
Well, I asked, so this is what happens. I'm asking a question. Detective Ramos is going on a very long tangent from the questions that I asked. And he's bringing up a lot of things that are.
Well, then why don't you cut him off? Like, if he's going on a tangent, then cut him off and say that, thank you, you've answered my question. Let's move along, because this was all testified to. All of this was testified to at the original pretrial detention hearing. These are not new facts. These are all known facts.
So, I mean, they're alleged facts. And
I understand they're alleged facts, but they're all known alleged facts. This is nothing new. This is nothing
So
new.
it is, if I get an opportunity to cross him, you would find new information. And if the court wants me to cut him off while he's answering questions, and if I have that leeway, then I'll take it. So,
Well, what you can't do is, if he answers the question and he goes off on a narrative, you then can't bootstrap that and come back and say, well, now, Judge, I get to get into everything that happened before because Detective Ramos just kept answering. So, Detective Ramos, please just try and answer the question asked, okay? And I think that will
Yes,
help
Your Honor.
everybody.
so you're saying the first indication, I guess, that Alicia Andrews has any consciousness of guilt is when she opens the Airbnb door in Tampa.
Yes.
All right. And you have a video of her opening this Airbnb door.
Entering through the Airbnb door,
Entering
through the front door.
All right. And in this video, when Alicia Andrews approaches the front door, you see someone let her in from the inside, correct?
No.
You don't. How did she open the door?
She rings the doorbell, and I spoke to the owner. He has a way to unlock the door remotely and speak to her through the intercom on the camera.
So are you saying the owner opened the door for her?
That is my belief, yes.
When you say it's your belief, did the owner tell you that?
Yes, I spoke to him. He said he let the first, he didn't say that he let specifically Alicia Andrews in. He said he let the renter in through the door by unlocking it remotely. That's what he told me.
All right. And that's your sworn testimony?
Yes.
What's the owner's name?
I don't recall.
How many times did you speak to him?
Once.
And when Alicia Andrews goes to the front door, does she have, who is she talking to on the phone?
I don't know.
She's not talking to Isaiah Chance when he wants to let her in?
I don't know that she was talking to anyone on the phone. I hear audio, and it sounds like she's talking to somebody possibly through the intercom of the Ring. I don't know who she's talking to.
So you don't know who she's talking to?
Correct.
And you don't hear the owner saying that he's going to let her in?
No.
brief moment.
Yes.
You had an opportunity to have a full conversation with an individual named Robert Howard after the pretrial detention hearing. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. And Robert Howard is one of Charles Jones's, or was Charles Jones's friend, correct?
Correct.
Close friend?
That's what I understood.
Robert Howard was driving the vehicle that Charles Jones was in the night he was murdered, right?
At some point during the night.
All right. And his Robert Howard's, I guess, nickname is Kenny Caps.
Correct.
And Robert Howard, was he a documented member of any gang?
I don't know.
You don't know?
My understanding is it's 6 block, but I haven't seen that documentation myself.
Okay. So your understanding is that Robert Howard was a member of 6 Block.
Correct.
And 6 Block, according to, I guess, the Jacksonville detectives, is at war with ATK.
And 1200 and others.
Okay, but ATK is the gang, one of the gangs that 6 Block is at war with.
One of them, yes.
All right. And is your understanding that Isaiah Chance is a part of ATK?
It is my understanding that Isaiah Chance was originally a part of ATK. There was some kind of falling out, and then he started associating with 1200.
All right. And 1200 is also a rival gang of 6 Block.
Correct.
So in either way that you put it with Isaiah Chance, he's involved with people who are rivals to ATK.
Correct.
But Isaiah Chance had a relationship with Robert Howard in 6 Block, right?
Yes, he did.
And that relationship was friendly.
Yes, according to Mr. Howard, they had conversations.
All right. Hours-long conversations
That's what he said.
on FaceTime
Correct.
with Alicia Andrews' phone, right?
I can't recall that part.
You can't recall? Do you remember Robert Howard telling you that his girlfriend put Alicia Andrews' phone number in Cash App and then questioned him about why he's talking to a woman named Alicia Andrews?
Vaguely, yes.
All right. And do you remember Robert Howard saying that he doesn't know an Alicia Andrews? And him learning that that was actually Chance using her phone?
I can't recall that fact.
When's the last time you talked to Robert Howard?
A few weeks ago,
All right. And he's a state witness?
yes.
And was he prepared to testify to these things before trial?
Yes.
All right. And at the pretrial detention hearing, did you have this knowledge? Were you aware that Robert Howard and Isaiah Chance were cordial and talking to each other on FaceTime with Alicia Andrews' phone?
No, I was not aware of that.
All right. And Robert Howard and Isaiah Chance were actually cordial with each other, talking to each other with Alicia's phone leading up to the night of the murder.
But it's my understanding now that they were cordial, but they were not on the same side of the gang rivalry.
Right, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
They're on 2 separate sides, but 2 of them are friends.
I wouldn't say that they're friends. They're cordial. I would agree with.
So they're talking on the phone, FaceTime for hours.
Sure.
I think that friends do.
Sure.
And Alicia Andrews is obviously aware that Isaiah Chance is talking to Robert Howard?
If I'm guessing if he's using her phone, sure, yeah.
Does Robert Howard have any evidence that Alicia Andrews knew that Foolio Charles Jones was going to die on June 23rd,
No.
2024? Does Robert Howard have any evidence that Alicia Andrews was involved in the planning of murder of Charles Jones?
No.
And does Robert Howard have any evidence, you get any evidence from him as to whether Alicia Andrews even knew that Charles Jones was going to die on June 23rd?
No.
Did you talk to Sean Gathwright's grandmother before or after the pretrial detention hearing?
I've never talked to Sean Gaither's grandmother. That was a different detective, but that was done during the investigation before the pretrial detention hearing.
Okay. Since the pretrial detention hearing, you've had an opportunity to run ballistics in this case,
Correct.
and you've had an opportunity to collect and analyze guns, ammunition, casings, all of those sorts of things, correct?
Correct.
Objection, Your Honor, because we're now clearly going into facts that did not exist at the time of the original pretrial detention hearing.
I thought that was everything the court wanted me to get into were things
Well,
that
go ahead.
didn't exist.
Overruled.
All right, you had an opportunity since the pretrial detention hearing to analyze different pieces of physical evidence, right?
Yes.
All right, that includes guns, ammunition, casings, and of that sort, right?
Correct.
Things that were involved in the planning and the murder in this case, right?
Correct.
All right. None of the evidence, physical evidence, contains Alicia Andrews' DNA. Right?
Correct.
None of the physical evidence in this case contains Alicia's fingerprints, right?
Correct.
And you can't say whether Alicia even saw a gun on the night of June 23rd or June 22nd, leading up into the 23rd.
No, I can't.
No further questions.
Okay, Ross?
Just briefly, Judge. Detective, the defense attorney asked you about the vehicles and the silver Chevy Cruze being at the location at Teasers prior to the victim, Charles Jones. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you testified that there was communication between Alicia Andrews' phone as well as a phone that was in the black Chevy Impala, Sean Gathwright's phone. Is that correct?
Correct.
Was the, based on that same phone evidence, now we're talking of Sean Gathwright, were there indications that the black Chevy Impala had been earlier, before the victim had arrived, Charles Jones, to either Teasers or to Truth 18?
Yes, approximately at 10 p.m., Sean Gaithwright's device can be seen going by Teasers.
And how many times or how long the street in front of Teasers was that black Chevy Impala and Sean Gathwright seen earlier, 10 o'clock, before the victim even went to that appearance in front of that club?
It loitered in the area for approximately 30 minutes to an hour and drove by Teasers multiple times.
Okay, and these were known locations where the victim, Charles Jones, was going to be, is that correct?
Correct.
And then going back to the silver Chevy Cruze that the defendant was in, the only time where she actually got out of the vehicle is after the victim, Charles Jones, and his entourage had arrived. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, I have nothing further, Judge.
Okay, redirect.
So Alicia Andrews gets out of the vehicle after Charles Jones arrives, which you just said on
Correct.
redirect or cross. So when Alicia Andrews is in the back of Teasers in that vehicle, can she see Charles Jones arriving to Teasers?
When she's parked in the back,
Parked in the back, and they're back in next to the gate. She can't see Charles Jones arriving to the Teasers nightclub.
from that position, no.
All right. So when you make the point or the argument that she does not get out of the vehicle until after Charles Jones arrives, she doesn't even know that he's there.
Mr. Jones arrived and parked and loitered in front of the club for a while. So her vehicle arrives after Mr. Jones' vehicle has arrived, and he's gotten out of the vehicle and he's loitering. So she would have been able to see him before she parked. From when she's back there, she can't see him, but then they walk towards the front.
You testified earlier that the Silver Cruise was there before Charles Jones got there, right?
That it circled the parking lot before.
On the video, Alicia Andrews arrives, or let's say this, the silver Chevy Cruze arrives before Charles Jones, right?
Okay, I don't want to go on a tangent, but I want to make it very clear, okay?
I'm gonna
The
walk you
Silver
through it. I
Cruise-
promise I'm
No,
not trying to-
there's different times that
Sure.
she arrived, the Chevy Cruze
Yes,
arrives,
different
correct?
times. The
There's
first
a first
time,
time and a second time.
correct, yes.
So again, we're repeating yourself, but again, walk us through what occurred the first and second time.
All right. So
Go ahead, Detective Ramos, just tell us.
I think he answered the first question.
No, actually, he didn't, because I feel like the record's getting a little bit muddied between the first and the second time the Chevy Cruze arrived. So I think it would be helpful if Detective Ramos just walked it through one more time regarding the Chevy Cruze at Teasers. Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. So the Silver Cruise is seen on camera arriving into the parking lot. It is not seen parking a first appearance before Mr. Jones arrives. The Silver Cruise then goes off camera. Then Mr. Jones arrives. Then the Silver Cruise is seen coming back on camera a second time, and that's when the Silver Cruise parks and Alicia Andrews gets out.
All right. So I want to go back to the first time the Silver Cruise is on the camera. You see in the camera footage that there's absolutely nowhere to park at Teasers when the first time that the car comes in.
I can't recall if there was any open parking spots. I'd have to review the video.
All right. You see, yeah. I'm gonna put this video here.
And for the record, what are you showing the witness?
I'm showing the witness a video of the camera angle that points to the back of teasers.
The screen's locked.
And the purpose of, I guess, showing you this video is so you can see the moment when the cruise arrives. You can just let us know when you see it.
It just came on the video.
Now pause it. So could you tell the court what time on the, and we'll get into what the difference in the time discrepancies and whatnot. Could you tell the court what time you see on the video?
The timestamp is 2:10:28, and the video is approximately 7 minutes and 23 seconds slow. So the correct time would have been closer to 2:18.
Okay. All right. And that's when the Silver Chevy Cruise first arrives.
This first visible on camera, correct?
And from that camera angle that you see there, the parking lot is full.
Correct.
There's not a space to park.
That's what it appears, yes.
There's actually even a line inside somewhat of a line inside the parking lot area.
There appears to be several vehicles that are not parked that are running, yes.
So after this, the Silver Chevy Cruise goes off camera.
Correct.
You don't know where it goes exactly.
No,
Does it leave the area?
no,
All right. And then it comes back on camera at another point in time.
correct.
Do you know at what time it comes back on camera?
I can't recall the exact timestamp.
When it comes back on the camera, does it pass by the back of the club or the front of the club?
I believe it enters the same way it entered the first time, which would have been directly to the west of the front door.
Okay. All right. And when they finally come back, the Silver Cruise comes back, there's a parking lot, a spot.
Correct,
All right. And they park in that parking spot.
correct.
It's like, is it the only parking spot in that lot?
We'd have to forward to that spot because I can't recall if there was more open spots.
I'm showing you the same video. I just moved the time up. I'll let you read the time into the record.
Sure.
what time do you see on the video now?
Timestamp's 2:17:01, so the correct time would have been approximately 2:24:30.
Do you see the silver Chevy Cruze pulling back into Teaser?
Correct.
When it pulls back in, how many parking spots are available in the parking lot?
In the general area where it's at, 2, it appears,
All right, where are those parking spots at?
in along the back fence line on the north side of the parking lot.
So there's no parking spots up front.
There's no parking spots anywhere else in the vision of this view, like in the view of this camera.
So the only spots you see are towards the back.
Correct.
And they go to the back and they park.
They back in, yes.
And then once they park, they get out of the vehicle.
Yes.
Now, the reason why they got out of the vehicle, I guess you're suggesting earlier that it was only because Foolio Charles Jones had arrived at the location. Is that the suggestion you were making?
Yes.
Could they have gotten out of the vehicle when they first arrived and there was nowhere to park?
If in that specific view, or
The first time the Cruze arrives, there was nowhere to park. Would it be your expectation for them to get out of the vehicle at that point in time?
they actually waited a little bit before they got out, so they didn't get immediate out. It wasn't like immediately park and get out. They
That's a different question.
Yeah.
So
I
the
don't-
question I'm asking is the first time that the Cruze arrives
Uh-huh.
and there's nowhere to park.
Sure.
Do you expect them at that time to get out of the vehicle?
I'd be speculating. I don't.
There's no reason for somebody to get out of the vehicle if the parking lot is full and there's nowhere to park.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. You're saying the first time, since there was nowhere to park, could they have possibly gotten out while the vehicle was in motion? No. But yes. So yeah, I agree.
So when they do find a parking spot, it's then that they get out of the vehicle.
According to the video of the camera, yes.
I don't have any other questions.
Okay, very good. So may this witness be excused?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Detective. You are free to go.
Have a good
Any
weekend, Your Honor.
additional witnesses?